As they say, it's not all that is glittering that is gold. And I'm sure you do understand whatever it is that I'm trying to express. You see, let's for instance look at these flowers here. They are all nicely arranged in beautiful flowers, white flowers, red flowers, yellow flowers, in a nice garden area which everybody will enjoy sitting and, sort of participating or, being observing somehow. They are not bothering anybody, and nobody is bothering bothering the plants as well. That's how it is with life. That's how it should be with life. They have their places, and they are all being placed and standing in that place that they are meant to stand. And you can all see how colorful they are, beautifully sparkling, right there, and it's all very, very nice. That is how the human race should flourish, or should sort of reflect or shine. It's just an example, whereby if you have a creator, because this was planted by people, people took it up and decided to plant these things, and well organized. So if human was created by the creator, he definitely have a very good organization to sort of make us in a sense that we'll be well organized. And in fact, that's how we should be. But we as creation ourselves have recognized that we are so disorganized, so disorganized. We are not so organized like these plants have been organized, or we are not organized like what we man-made, all the man-made organized things are so organized, if you know what I'm trying to say here. Because men do create things. We have that ability to be creating and be so inventive. But if man is so inventive and can be so accurate in his invention, then how much more whatever it is that created man, that could be even more perfect than anything. I mean, look at a human being. When you have your body reflecting a bit of a dysfunctional state, you are known to be disabled. You are seen as something not very much functioning in the right way, and you'll be considered as what? Disabled. So we do know what functionability is. We do know the state of which, if something really reflects well, or something looks good, we do understand what it is, and we can straight ahead reflect and say, this is very, very good. In that sense, I look at that sense and sort of say that definitely as human beings, if we know what organized means, something is organized, we know what that means, then we can reflect that in our own life, society, in terms of friends, in terms of our sociability and all that comes along with it. In terms of your individual functionability, you can tell if you're not functioning well, if you're sick, if your legs is not as it's meant to be, if your hair is not as to be, if your color is a bit out of touch, if your looks is out of touch. All those things does really matter, that we can even look at that and tell if truly we are organized as individuals, as in person, or we are organized as in our creation, and as in society, are we organized? And if that can teach us some knowledge, it is relatable to the creator himself. So in that, this is what makes me realize that anything that causes our disorganization, anything that is reason or can give the slightest reason for us to be disorganized, should be pulled out, should be talked. We should touch on that. I mean, we should freak out, we should have fun, we should go out there and have a good fun, enjoy ourselves and socialize and relate. Between the male and the female bonding, we should really relate nicely and have a nice time. But it should not be taken out of the way, in the sense of ending up in some sort of violence or meanness in injuring one another. I mean, people take a piss out of people. People take advantage out of people. That's what I mean by a piss. People take advantage by taking that moment of which something so enjoyable, and then they make a mess out of it, and it becomes not so tasteful anymore. So if we can really comport ourselves and hold on to a good sense of humor at all times, we have a perfect life and a perfect good approach to life. And we can achieve these things by, as I said, looking into the roots of it, the cause of it. And just like you being sick and finding the cause of your sickness so you can, resolve it and be well or be as healthy as you should be. That is what I suggest, and that is what my video suggests. There is nothing more to it than that. There is nothing violent in my videos. It is all to present peaceful lectures, peaceful things. I may touch things on religious grounds, which, if you find that offensive, then I don't know what sort of person you are or what sort of person you might be. I wouldn't be able to tell what sort of person you are or what sort of person you might be, because it is. If you listen to the video, as I said, if you listen to all the videos, then you have a reason. But I'm sure you won't have any reason, because religion is a guide that is coming from a book. Because the religion itself is not very much, let's just say, it's not very much a thing or something out there that you can personally, hold or sort of see as an object. You understand? But the book can be seen as an object. The book is what makes religion. The book is the guide that gives that sort of make religion become so manifested in our lives or in society. So if the book is being sort of organized and invented by, being sort of dynamically being created by men, then we know that it is possible. No matter how much man become organized, there are imperfections in our life. There are some imperfections. I may have used a flower as a man-made, organized in a vague way, standing that distance. But deep down, if you're supposed to go closer, there will be some things that you will have to sort of comment on to say that, oh, okay, the flowers are organized from a distance, but getting close, it still needs some touches. That's all it is. The book has been organized, the Quran or the Bible, but if you get closer, you realize that it needs some touches. Something needs to be touched on it and needs to be looked into and readjust and sort of make corrections to sort of breathe out the best the best of it, or bring out the best of which we all need and we can rely on. Life has got diverse approach, and you choose which one that really fits, or which one that can sort of bring you to that mood of happiness, of joy, of whatever it is that will sort of draw you away from things that are sad, things that are destructive, things that are not very much harmonious or peaceful in any way. So if I pull these things out, these are my main concern. These are things that I want to touch on. These are things that I want to sort of let you look into. And I'm not going to let the lunacy or some sort of that person out there who have held so much onto it, knowing the consequences that comes out of these books, and still have held on to say, no, these books are peaceful because they say it's peaceful. I don't mind if somebody says it's peaceful. I really advocate that. I want peace. I want, very calm and very happy life, But look into the book and find out, is it peaceful? There are good advices that comes out to tell you peace. There are people who talks about peaceful things, but in practicality, is it practiced? Is it practicable? Look at the book, the words that say peacefulness and the words that teaches violence. In fact, sometimes it encourages you to be very hungry, to express your anger and achieve your aim. And anyhow you are expressing your anger to achieve your aim means force. It doesn't come with persuasion necessarily. It means force should be applied. And that is where violence takes its course. These are the moments where violence become the core issue that you and I had to acknowledge at all times.